Auditors Beware, starring exposing the auditors. Something is watching. With a bite. Cameo appearance by This Pratt. Written and directed by Mr. Chips.
Disclaimer: no actual people were harmed in the making of this story except the ones who got lost. But that's on them. If you happen to recognize yourself in any of the characters who mysteriously disappear, please contact us immediately. We have questions, mostly about your terrible sense of direction. All missing persons will be returned once the plot allows it or when we find them, whichever comes first.
The YouTube channel Exposing the Auditors was well known for its fierce takedowns of First Amendment auditors, the type of content creators who spent their days filming public officials, especially police, in hopes of catching them in the wrong. The channel's host, a woman who went by the name Nat, gained notoriety by calling out these auditors' confrontational tactics, accusing them of provoking unnecessary conflict and harassing officers simply trying to do their jobs. She quickly became a folk hero among the public workers targeted by the auditors, her videos offering a sharp rebuttal to the self-righteousness of their movement. But Nat had a secret. Beneath her sharp wit and biting commentary was a much darker truth. She wasn't just a relentless critic. She was a predator, literally. Nat, unknown to the world, was not entirely human. Her ability to move through society unnoticed was a gift of her kind, a species of shapeshifters from the coastal depths. They were land sharks, ancient beings capable of taking human form, but whose true nature surfaced in moments of hunger, rage, or instinctual defense. Nat lived among humans, her bloodline keeping itself hidden for centuries. For years, she had kept her predatory urges in check, living a relatively quiet life, but when she stumbled upon the world of YouTube, she found herself drawn to the conflicts of the auditors. Something about their brazen attitude toward authority and their tendency to escalate situations with everyday people awakened a primal urge in her. As their videos grew more popular, so did her hunger. She couldn't stand the way they instigated chaos, antagonizing police and civilians alike for clicks, then playing the victim when things got heated. But Nat wasn't content just to expose them online. Under the cover of darkness, she began stalking the auditors who most infuriated her. She would follow them after their confrontations with law enforcement, her human form easily blending in with the city streets. And when the moment was right, when they were alone, she would strike. Nat's transformation was sudden, but deadly. In mere seconds, she would shift, her legs elongating into powerful fins, her teeth sharpening into rows of serrated knives. The first bite was always to the legs, crippling her prey and ensuring they couldn't run. It was poetic, in a way. These auditors, who had spent so much time standing in front of cameras, were brought low, literally, by a creature they could have never imagined. The police who later investigated the scenes were baffled. These injuries weren't consistent with any known predator in the city, and certainly not with any human attacker. But for all the oddities of the cases, no one could connect them to Nat. She continued posting videos, exposing auditors online while eliminating them in secret. Her viewers never suspected a thing. As the attacks grew more frequent, whispers started circulating in the auditor community about a shadow stalking them. Some of the more paranoid ones claimed they were being hunted, but no one believed them. The irony was painful. These self-proclaimed protectors of freedom, always armed with their cameras, were suddenly silent. Nat's dark work continued unnoticed, their injuries chalked up to bizarre accidents, until one day an audit went wrong, and someone caught a glimpse of her true form. A prime example of an annoying auditor named DJE Media, suspicious of the attacks on his peers, rigged his car with cameras, expecting a run-in with an overzealous police officer. What he caught was far worse. Late at night, while parked by a beach after a particularly heated audit, Nat emerged from the shadows. The camera picked up the telltale shift. Her eyes turned black, her legs fused into a fin, and the silhouette of her once human frame morphed into the streamlined horror of a land shark. The footage was never meant to be seen by anyone. As Nat lunged toward DJE Media, his camera was destroyed in the chaos, but his body, with its unmistakable bite marks, became the first real evidence of the horror that had been stalking the auditors. Though the police couldn't comprehend what had happened, the whispers on forums and within certain online circles told the truth. They dubbed her the land shark of the audit wars, and soon after DJE Media's disappearance, the YouTube channel Exposing the Auditors went silent. Nat, her secret now too close to being revealed, vanished without a trace. Some believe she's still out there, watching, waiting for her next opportunity. Others say she returned to the ocean from which she came. But the First Amendment auditors, once loud and proud, have grown quieter. After all, they never know who or what might be waiting for them in the dark.
Who are you? Just tell us, who are you really?
Nobody.